A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So a couple years ago now, which is really weird to say because it feels like just yesterday, I made a video, I think it was called Top 10 Most Heartbreaking Disney Channel Breakups, and it was one of my first videos to ever hit over 1 million views, and so it's a very big one for the channel. But ever since making that one, I've always wanted to do sort of the opposite, so instead of talking about the breakups that like make you want to cry, we could talk instead about the breakups that feel like a weight has just been lifted off of your shoulders once they happen. Like, you know when you're watching a show and it just feels like everything is building up towards this breakup, that once they do finally break up, it's almost satisfying in a way. And you might think that this list would be an easy one for me to make because I've been very vocal about all of the Disney Channel ships that I do not like, and so it would be super easy for me to just like throw a list together of all the breakups from the ships that I don't like and call it a day. But that's not necessarily what this video is. Like, just because I don't like a ship, that doesn't mean that their breakup is gonna make me rejoice. Like, take Maddie and Diggy from Liv and Maddie, for example. Like, I don't like those two together by any means, but it's hard for me to be happy about their breakup when this scene itself was just so heartbreaking. So there's definitely a sweet spot I had to find in between like being sad about these characters and their situation that they're in, but not too sad to the point where it takes away from you being happy about their breakup. And so that's what this video is. I hope I was able to accomplish that. I apologize for the very long-winded intro, but with all that being said, let's just jump right into it.
Thank you very much, Lucas. I had a wonderful time.
You're welcome, Riley. I also had a wonderful time as well.
What are you kids doing? You guys look really awkward and stiff. Is this about that kiss I heard about?
What?
Everybody pressuring you to be something you're not ready for?
Not ready!
Please, stop holding hands. You look crazy. You two are a part of the best group of friends I have ever seen. And if you're gonna let some stupid outside pressure hurt that, then you're not anywhere near as smart as I thought you were.
But sometimes the right pressure can turn you into a diamond.
Yeah, and the wrong pressure turns you into dust. Do you want to be dust?
I don't want to be dust. Lucas,
I really like you, Riley.
we always have such a great time together.
We should break up.
We should break up right now. This has been my longest relationship.
So at number 10, we have Riley and Lucas from Girl Meets World, and while this might be an example of a ship I don't really like, that's not the only reason why they're on this list. Now, this breakup happened earlier on in the show, so if you don't really remember what happened, basically Riley and Lucas kissed, and then they started feeling all of this peer pressure to date, even though they weren't really ready for that yet. And so what I like about their breakup is just how natural it feels. Like, I kind of wish that Topanga didn't meddle in it and they could have figured out their feelings on their own, but I feel like that just further proves the point in that they weren't ready to be in a relationship yet. And while yes, part of me does wish that it could have stayed like this and they agreed that they were better off as friends and left the whole relationship thing to rest, I also haven't rewatched this show in years, like not since it was airing, and so I'd be really curious to see if I went back and rewatched the show if I would still feel the same way. Because I really liked the scene that follows this one of them just talking, and then Riley goes off in this basketball rant, and then Lucas is just like, I really like you, and just, I don't know, I thought it was a really cute moment. Now don't get me wrong, I'm still Team Ryargle all the way, but I would be really curious to see if I were to go back and rewatch the show, if I would be more open to Rucus now that I'm not as crazy about Lucaya and that I kind of know like how things play out in the end. And I want to know if anyone else feels the same way, like now that we're kind of out of the thick of it, have you guys thought about going back and rewatching the show and seeing if you still feel the same way about the ships as you did back then? Because I can honestly say without a doubt, out of all of the fandoms I've been in, the shipping wars for this show were definitely the most intense, and so I really should go back and see if I still feel the same way about the ships as I did back then. I mean, I feel like I probably do just because I felt so strongly back then. It would be hard for me to change that mindset, but still I feel like I am a little bit more open-minded now to the other ships. But anyways, that's Riley and Lucas. I felt like their breakup was really good, really mutual, and so that's why they're on this list.
So, you had time to think about what a great guy I am.
You are a great guy. And, so I'm not saying that it could never work between us. But, now's just not the time.
Oh.
I mean, you know, you're on the other side of the country, and I'm going to college soon. It just, you know, it feels like we're in different places.
Is there anything I can say to change your mind?
No, I don't think so, Spence. I just, you know, I really hope this doesn't change anything between us, because our friendship is so important to me.
I'm sorry, Teddy, I can't.
You can't, what?
Be friends with you.
Why?
Because it's too hard. Teddy, I'm still in love with you.
So next we have Teddy and Spencer from Good Luck Charlie, and just talk about a ship that had multiple breakups. They were actually on my last list as well, with their breakup in season 1 after Spencer cheated on her. And then they break up again once Spencer goes off to school, and then this breakup happens after he comes back and sees her with Beau and decides that he wants her back. And so obviously I like this breakup a lot because it meant that she chose to be with Beau, who I personally think is the better option, but I also just love how mature Teddy is in this scene. She's just being super level-headed and really reasonable with him, and it's honestly just nice to see the tables shift for once and have her be the one to let him down, especially because I found him to be so frustrating in this scene. Like, he doesn't do anything. He's just like, I love you, but then when that's not good enough, he just leaves. I also just hate the line of like, is there anything I can do to change your mind? Because then it's putting it onto the other person instead of actually doing something about it yourself. And so, I don't know, just overall I felt like he was super awkward in this scene. Maybe it was because he was getting dumped, but either way, I really like this breakup. It was super satisfying, and so it's a 10 out of 10 in my books.
Don't be mad at me. Be mad at Kip. He was such a jerk the other day. But I should have stuck up for you. Bad girlfriend alert. Are we okay, Jojo?
No, we're not okay, Amber.
But I said I was sorry.
It's not just what happened with your friends.
I know what this is about. Or should I say who?
This isn't about Andy.
Oh, please. She's been trying to break us up ever since she joined the Space Ferrets.
Otters! It's space otters!
Ferrets, otters. The point is, Andy's manipulating you.
No! I think you are, Amber, and I don't want to be your boyfriend anymore.
Wait. You're breaking up with me? How dare you? You're in middle school. Do you know how lucky you are to be dating me?
I'm gonna need that back.
But you gave it to me.
Actually, you took it.
Huge mistake, Jonah Beck. You're gonna regret this.
At number 8, we have Amber and Jonah from Andy Mack, and this ship is just a great example of one that we were all just waiting for it to end so that the main ship could be a thing. And they're also an example of a ship where one of the characters is just the worst, and so when this finally happened, it was just perfection. And I will admit that I think they did redeem Amber's character quite well in the later seasons, but as far as season 1 Amber is concerned, she is just no good. From her Amber Alert thing, to her stealing the bracelet that Andy made for Jonah, to the whole ultimate frisbee thing where all of her friends were making fun of it and she didn't stand up for him, which I guess she does acknowledge in this scene, but I still feel like she was just bad news all around in season 1. And they also had another breakup in the last season as well, which was pretty satisfying just because Jonah was dragging it out for so long, but honestly that one just made me feel really bad for Amber just because at that point she'd already redeemed herself, whereas in season 1 she was just kind of known as the evil girlfriend who, like, we didn't really know what she was going to be, like if she was going to be a reoccurring character or not. And so I feel like this breakup was pretty good. Part of me does feel bad for Jonah just because he seems quite sad in the moment, but I'm overall just happy that he was able to get out of that toxic relationship at the time, and so that's why they are number 8.
Come on, what is it you wanted to tell me?
Not now.
I'm not gonna lift you up in the air unless you tell me.
Fine. I'm very sorry, but Marissa would like to break up with you. You think that's funny?
You think that was gonna break my heart?
Well, you seem to like her.
Nope, I like someone else.
You were dating my best friend when you liked someone else?
I guess so.
You know what? You are a dog. No, you're lower than a dog because dogs are awesome and you're not.
Casey.
What?
You're the other girl that I like.
Oh, well, in that case, I like you too. A lot.
I know.
Alright, so next we have another ship that needed to end so that the main ship could get together, and that is of course Brett and Marissa from Casey Undercover. Now when I first started watching the show, I don't think I knew that Brett and Marissa happened first, and so once they got together, I was just like, are you kidding me? But then I really liked the drama that it ensued, and it didn't last long, and then this scene happened and I just died. It's one of my favorite Brett and Casey moments. I love how they're just talking through their audition, like the judges wouldn't be like, can you not do that? But I guess if it was all for a mission, then maybe they didn't actually need to get into the school. I don't 100% remember the specifics of it. It's been a little bit since I've rewatched this show, but either way, I just love this scene so much. The only reason why it is a little bit farther back on this list is just because I feel like the breakup is kind of overshadowed by the whole Casey and Brett being adorable sort of thing, but I still just love them so much that I couldn't not include them on this list.
Miley, we can get through this. You'll learn to not be jealous just like I learned to be a normal guy.
Oh, sweet niblets. You don't know what a normal guy is.
What are you talking about? Okay, Maybe I'm not normal on the outside, but inside beats the heart of a kid just like you.
That's from Teen Bigfoot.
So?
So? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Normal people don't say things that other people wrote for them. Normal people don't steal water from little girls.
Excuse me if I didn't know that. Okay, the only reason I did this stupid normal thing was for you. You know what? I'm out of here.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Being normal's not stupid. Lets me have real friends, and it reminds me that I'm just like everybody else.
And you like that?
I love that. And I thought you did too. Remember when we met? You said that sometimes you wish you had a normal life. Where's that guy? That's the guy I want for my boyfriend, not this.
So how was the movie?
Alright, so now we've got Miley and Jake from Hannah Montana, and I've talked about this before on my channel, but I actually really liked Miley and Jake in the beginning. They had a really cute storyline with him coming to her school and her not liking him at first, but then he kisses her and leaves, which sucked, but then it was really nice to see him come back and apologize, and then they do get together, and it was just adorable. However, this is where the Jake tables turn for me, because it was in this two-part episode that he kind of showed his true colors in a way, and you realize that he's just too much of a celebrity to be that down-to-earth normal guy that Miley wants. She goes over it in this scene, but it was basically just how he couldn't wait in line and ends up stealing water from the little girl, and how he quotes his own movie lines to her. It just all becomes very clear that they're really not the right fit for each other at the moment. But then of course, because Miley isn't fully matured yet and there's got to be a lesson in there somewhere, she doesn't actually just tell Jake how she's feeling, but goes through this whole thing to try to get him to break up with her. It's a common Disney Channel trope. And then obviously that ended up backfiring, but then it did lead to this really great moment where Miley is finally able to say everything that she's been feeling. And then I cut it before it actually ends because Billy Ray comes in and says a bunch of stuff and it's super distracting, but at the end Miley even goes as far as to confess that she was worried that Jake would tell her secret, and then obviously he's super offended by that because it just shows the type of person that she thought that he was. But I'll never forget the ending of this episode where he sends her those flowers and reassures her that that's something he would never do, because it's just such a sweet moment and probably one of my favorite moments from the show. And although I kind of wish that their relationship could have ended there, it was still nice to see him come back. You know, it added to the drama. But yeah, that's technically the second Miley and Jake breakup, the first being when she pushed him off the pier, I guess, and then the third being when she caught him cheating. But I feel like this one had the best build up with her realizing that she didn't want to be with him, and then the ending was just perfect, and so that's why it's number 6.
¿Qué haces aquí?
¿Podemos hablar?
No, no me interesa.
Mara, por favor.
No tengo tiempo, Alex.
Solamente quiero que me escuches un minuto, nada más.
Un minuto.
Mira, yo sé que lo que hice estuvo pésimo. No debería haber besado a Carmín.
¿Y de dónde sacaste esa brillante conclusión?
Fue un impulso, algo del momento, Mara. Con Carmín no va a pasar nada más. Pero solamente quiero que me des otra oportunidad.
¿Terminaste?
¿No me vas a decir nada?
Me dijiste que te escuchara, te escuché, ahora vete.
Mara, pero yo no quiero que lo nuestro se termine.
Pero yo sí, Alex. Esto ya no funciona y no va a funcionar, no me interesa.
Pero ¿no crees que nos sentemos y hablemos más tranquilos?
Yo estoy tranquila. Lo mío no fue un impulso, fue algo pensado, Alex. Alex se terminó para siempre.
Okay, so now we have our first novella ship of this list, and that is of course Mara and Alex from Bia. And when I was making this list, these two were one of the first ones that came to mind. Because talk about a build-up. These two were just so toxic for each other. I think I speak for everyone in saying that their breakup couldn't have come soon enough. But putting the whole Mara relationship mess aside, I actually really liked how they handled Alex's relationships in the show. Because by the end of season 1, I actually was shipping him with Mara just because they were such good friends, and I honestly didn't think it would ever happen. But then when season 2 came around and they did get together, I was just like, I take it back, because that's the beauty of shipping something that you think is going to be non-canon, because you can just imagine what it would be like. And so I do still think I would ship season 1 Mara and Alex together hypothetically, whereas season 2 Mara and Alex, I don't know them. And for those of you who haven't watched Bia, basically Mara and Alex are both influencers, and they're the type that are more obsessed with like the numbers and the followers than like the authenticity of their content. And so they basically got together for the views. It was like a business deal almost. Like their relationship just felt so fake, and you could just tell that they really didn't have any genuine romantic feelings for each other. And so when their breakup did finally come, it was just such a big relief relief to say the least. And then there's also Carmine, who was Alex's girlfriend in season 1, and their relationship was kind of similar to Mara and Alex's in the beginning, but then it did seem to get more genuine, especially near the end. Like, you could really tell that Carmine did have genuine feelings for him. But then she went through this awesome character development and becomes this like genuine human, and Alex is able to see what he gave up, and then he kisses her, but then Mara finds out, and then that's how this breakup happens. But I don't think it was just because he cheated on her. I think it was more to do with the fact that it was with Carmine and how Mara still feels like she's second best to her in a way. But that's my Alex analysis for the day. They were definitely not good for each other, and so I just knew that I had to include them on this list.
I've been trying to do everything I can to make things work because I love you so much. Honestly, I don't like who I'm becoming. Chasing you down all the time.
I don't like running away. Look, it seems like we've been out of sync ever since I got back home. Maybe we both just, need some space to figure things out.
Last time we took a break, we ended up broken up.
Are we breaking up?
I don't want to hold you back.
I don't want to hold you back either. Can I just hold you now?
Next, we have Nene and Ricky from High School Musical, the musical, the series. And first of all, I know that that's not technically Disney Channel, but I'm honestly not too sure what the longevity is of Disney Channel at the moment, with the networks being shut down worldwide. And so I think it's a good idea that we open up these lists to include Disney Channel-esque Disney Plus series. Sounds good? All right, cool. So I'm gonna be honest, no, I did not finish the second season of this show. I'm sure you guys already know that I didn't really like the first season to begin with, and so I found watching the second season to be torturous. I just didn't really like it. I'm just not a very big Beauty and the Beast fan, and then I didn't really like any of the characters, and then also all of the High School Musical references basically stopped after the first episode, and so I just didn't really see the point anymore. But I still feel like I watched enough to be able to give my opinion on the breakup, and so I feel like this one definitely teeters on being more of a sad one than a satisfying one, but I still feel like the build up to this breakup is what made it be on this list. And it's just crazy for me to think about the shift that happened for the fans of Nene and Ricky from season 1 to season 2, because I think it's safe to say that the fans loved them in season 1. Like, they made my top 10 best Disney Channel ships video as voted for by you guys, whereas I'm not too sure if they would still make that list today. And I just think it's so interesting how real life relationships can affect on-screen ones, because I remember liking them in season 1. Like, the I love you scene was so good, it made me cry. But then obviously all this stuff ended up happening in real life, and then it's hard to separate these characters from the people playing them because, well, they have the same faces. And so season 2 happened, and I feel like they were fine in the beginning, but then things started going downhill pretty quickly with her leaving and then coming back and then just them bickering all the time. I think it's safe to say that we were all just kind of waiting for them to end, like we were just as done with their relationship as they were. But then their actual breakup scene just ended up being super heartfelt and real, and so it's hard to be happy about their breakup when the characters are just so clearly upset. That being said, though, I do still think it was clear that it was for the best. Like, season 2, Nene and Ricky was not it, and so I'm happy that they did end when they did. They were obviously hurting each other and holding one another back, and so I feel like it was time for them to end, and so I'm happy that they did, but I am curious to know if you guys are as well, so let me know down below. But yeah, that's Nene and Ricky, so let's move on to number 3.
I finally feel like I'm back on Earth.
Is that a good thing?
It's a great thing. There's no place I'd rather be.
Take off your shirt.
Huh?
What? Just do it.
But now, why? It's just a...
Huh.
What? How did that get in there?
Let's talk.
Okay, I know this looks bad, but I'm fine. I can take it off anytime I want.
Look, today was awesome, and it's really sweet that you're trying, but if you're forcing yourself to stay in Echo Creek just so I'll be happy, then we'll both end up miserable. You do see that, right? So I figure now's a good time to give you an out.
I want to make this work. You're my best friend, Jackie.
Oh, Marco. We both know that's not true.
Alright, so now we have our first and only animated couple on this list, as I couldn't not include Marco and Jackie here, as they just perfectly encompass that like meant to happen breakup moment. And they also fall into the category of needing to break up so that the main ship can get together, which to be fair, so did Tom and Star, but their breakup was too sad that I had to go with Marco and Jackie instead. Also, for those of you who haven't watched the show, I feel like I need to explain the whole cape situation because I don't want anybody making fun of my boy Marco in the comments. So basically in the show there's all these different dimensions, and so Star, our main character, is the princess of this magical dimension called Muni. And over the summer, Marco went to Muni to be with Star, and so that's where he got the cape, but then when he came back to Earth, he wouldn't take the cape off. And so Jackie is obviously seeing the bigger picture and that the cape represents Marco not wanting to be apart from Star. Or at least, that's my own personal interpretation of that. And so that's this breakup. I feel like it was really good. In the end, it ended up bringing Marco closer to Star and Jackie closer to her girlfriend that she has at the end of the show, and so I feel like it was all around for the best, and so that's why it's number 3.
¿Qué te pasa? No me gusta que me mires así, Mateo.
No me gustó nada lo que hiciste.
¿Lo que hice en la entrevista? Respondí lo que me pareció mejor para el equipo.
No estoy hablando de la entrevista, estoy hablando de lo que le hiciste a Luna y Simón.
¿Qué les hice a Luna y Simón? Yo no tengo la culpa si ellos llegan tarde.
Le mentiste a Luna con la entrevista, con el horario, ¿ok?
No le mentí ni con la entrevista ni con el horario, Mateo. Ella es una despistada, entendió cualquier cosa. Me estás cargando. ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Qué ahora desconfías de mí?
Sí, no está bien lo que hiciste, ¿ok? Esa entrevista era de ellos. Se la ganaron.
Yo realmente no puedo creer que defiendas a Luna después de todo lo que me hizo, Mateo. Esa chiquita no sabe ni bailar. Deberías estar de mi lado.
Ámbar.
¿Está bien? Te perdono.
No te pedí disculpas. No tengo nada de qué arrepentirme. El que actuó no fui yo.
Entonces, ¿para qué me llamaste? Mateo, tenés mucho cuidado con lo que estás por decir, porque yo te prometo que te puede costar muy caro.
¿Costar caro? A mí no me vas a manipular. Lo nuestro se terminó.
¿Qué? ¿Y todo esto por Luna?
No es por Luna, es por nosotros. A mí me gustabas porque eras la mejor. No la mejor aplastando a otros. Una cosa es ser la reina de la pista. Y otra es ser la reina haciendo trampa.
Okay, so we made it to the breakup that actually inspired this list. Even though this one is only number 2, I feel like there is no other breakup that made me rejoice more than this one. It was just such a good moment. And of course, they're another example of a ship that needed to end so that our main ship, Luteo, could continue to blossom. And those 37 episodes leading up to this breakup were just torturous. Actually, wait, no, that's a bit of an exaggeration. They weren't torturous, but it was definitely just like a why are you guys together sort of thing. I personally have always said that I feel like Mateo and Amber's relationship was almost more like Mara and Alex's, in that it was kind of more like a business decision than an actual relationship. It was pretty obvious that they only wanted to be together for the social status, like they both wanted to be seen as the best, and so that just meant being together. And I do wish we could have gotten to see more of their friendship grow in the later seasons, because although they didn't work together very well romantically, I feel like it would have been really interesting to see their friendship in the later seasons, but we didn't get to, which sucks. And unfortunately, this breakup didn't end up being for good, as they do end up getting back together later on in season 1, but we don't talk about that because it was annoying, except for that one kiss scene. I can't deny that that one kiss was really good, and I think you guys know exactly which one I'm talking about. But yeah, overall, I just love this scene and how Mateo is finally like, you're not gonna manipulate me anymore, like I'm done. It's just such a good moment. This scene just makes me really happy, especially because Amber is just such a menace in season 1. It's just nice to see someone finally put her in her place, and so that's why I just had to have it at number 2.
Look, Logan, it really was an accident. It was a presto changeo rainbow ball / hot dog accident.
Oh, please, it was a highly calculated hot dog attack.
Hey, look, Logan, Cece's good, but she's not that good.
You know what, Cece? I have had it. Just get out of here. If I never see you again, it'll be too soon.
Okay, Logan. No, Rocky, don't. Look, I don't want to make a scene in front of the tens of people here. Well, the 8s of people here. Look, Logan, I am really sorry that I messed up your game, and I hope that someday we can move past this and be friends.
I cannot believe she did that. Rocky, I like you. You know I do, but from now on, you can hang out with Cece on your own. Got it?
Yeah, I think I do. So, Cece dislikes you as much as you dislike her, but she's willing to make an effort for me, but you're not.
I mean, I just can't deal with her.
Don't worry, you're not gonna have to deal with her anymore.
Good, I was afraid this was gonna be an issue.
Oh, no, it's not gonna be an issue. It's a deal breaker. I can't go out with a guy that won't even give my best friend a chance. Take care, Logan.
Okay, so at number 1 we have Rocky and Logan from Shake It Up, and although this one is number 1, I feel like I don't have as much to say about it because I feel like we can all agree that this scene sort of speaks for itself. That moment where Rocky is like, it's a deal breaker is just so powerful. It kind of reminds me of that one Zoe 101 episode where Chase's girlfriend is like, I don't want you hanging out with Zoe anymore, and so he dumps her, which to be honest kind of makes me ship Rocky and Cece a little bit more, but still it's just a really great moment even just as friends that shows how strong their connection is. It's also another example as to why I'm upset that Cece and Logan end up together, because like sure I shipped them beforehand when their hatred was more trivial, but like this scene, it feels like there's something deep-rooted going on with Logan, and I just don't understand how he would have gone past that in the future. I mean, maybe with maturity he did, but still I don't like it, and I feel like Cece should have ended up with James, but we've already been over that before. But yeah, that's the Rocky and Logan breakup. It's definitely my number 1, and I feel like most of you guys will agree with me on that one. And I also love how Zendaya made this list twice. Like, the power she has is just unmatched. So that's number 1. With all that being said, this video is sponsored, so let's talk about that for a sec. So this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is a powerful and beautiful online platform for you to create your very own website. It allows you to connect with your audience and create a community through its fully integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. You're also able to manage your members, send email communications, and leverage your audience insights all on one easy-to-use platform. And with their powerful blogging tools, you're also able to categorize, share, and schedule your posts as well. Not to mention, you're also able to display your social posts onto your website or automatically have your website posts go to your socials. Squarespace also gives you the opportunity to generate revenue as well, whether it be through gated members-only content or through an online store. The platform has these new third-party tools called Squarespace extensions that help you manage inventory, streamline bookkeeping, promote products, and basically do whatever else needs to be done to help you get your items shipped across the globe. So if you want to give Squarespace a try, you can go to squarespace.com for your free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/CaitlinMCK for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and thank you again to you guys for checking out Squarespace, as it does really help out the channel a lot. So yeah, we've got another breakups video under the belt. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to let me know down below which breakup was your favorite, or if there's another one that I didn't talk about, let me know down below why you liked it. Anyways, Cater Todd said is all I have to say for today. Hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.